All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the second edition of Beyond the Listing. We are very excited this morning to have our special guest of Thomas Belz. He'll be joining us here very shortly. He just joined, actually, so hopefully we can get him to join in a second. Awesome. We'll get him in now. Let's see if we can get him in here. There he is. Hey, Thomas.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. So excited to do our second edition of Beyond the Listing with you
Yeah.
today. This
Thanks
is
for having me on.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on. Uh, Very well the first time. I think we had a fun time with Duncan and the Glenn team. So I'm glad to get another edition of this going. But Thomas has been a realtor with us for how long now?
About 2.5 years. Three years in July.
You're down in the World Golf Village office. You have recently moved into management position.
Assistant manager. Yep.
Awesome. Very good. But me and Thomas have worked with each other in the past. So I've been a very good friend so far since I've joined Florida Network Realty. But we can go ahead and kind of get started on the questions if you're
I'm ready.
awesome.
Let's do it.
So just to start off with a light one, what does 2024 have in store for you? Any goals or any kind of milestones you're looking to hit?
Well, as you just mentioned, I've moved into the assistant manager program in training to do that. So I'm kind of doing two roles. So I'm learning how to balance those two roles. But do have some, big goals for 2024. My goal for those of us in Berkshire Hathaway is to be in that president's circle, that top percentage of agents. So that's where I'm striving to be. And then I have my 50th birthday coming up, my 20th wedding anniversary coming up. I have a kid graduating from college, so lots of big things going on.
It is a very big year for you. Congratulations to your son, correct? He's
Yep.
graduating high school. Well, congratulations to him prior to graduating. That's a very exciting time. I know you do a lot with KB Core too.
Yes.
Are you planning on doing a lot more with that this year? Or?
Yeah, we're doing training sessions right now. We just wrapped up a 5-week training session in the Beaches office, and we're still doing that right now in Avondale. And then Linda Benson and I discussed it yesterday. We're going to start another 5-week training in the Fleming Island office here coming soon. And my end, just trying to keep up with all the new updates they keep putting out. So they're keeping us on our toes.
Yes, and you're also doing the Embrace Evolve Excel class with Linda right now. So how's that going?
That's great. We've got a bunch of great agents. One of the things it's so great about our company is collaboration on every level. So we've got, I think, about 15 agents in that training, different skill levels, different sales levels, but everybody's working together and learning from each other, and it's been great.
Absolutely. So you're a very, very busy man. Is from what I'm
getting. Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee.
Awesome. Let's kind of get into before your time in real estate. So before you were a professional chef for 15 years, working in Atlanta and Jacksonville and on the Las Vegas Strip, and you even helped earn a Michelin star at the Le Cirque in the Bellagio.
That's right.
You kind of want to talk about that time, kind of give us some insight into how that time was, and then we can kind of jump into the second part of that question.
Yeah, that was, gosh, it seems like a lifetime ago. But that was for about 15 years. That was my world. Started off here locally at the Ritz-Carlton. Then I worked at Matthews, and I worked with Restaurant Medor. And then shortly after my wife and I got married, we were going to move to San Francisco. Then we found out how much it costs to live in San Francisco. And we said, let's go for plan B, and went to Las Vegas. And we're there for 11 years. And I worked on the Strip, first at the Bellagio, at Le Cirque, which it was so regimented and so much attention to detail, and just that level of service of never saying no, of always finding a solution to a problem. I think that really translates to real estate.
Yeah.
just because we are problem solvers. We have to work out a very stressful time for people with their most valued asset as well.
Awesome. Yes, it's very interesting to see as I've met more agents, hearing about their backgrounds and such, and seeing how they draw those past experiences into their current business. It's really interesting to see a lot of the different hats that people wear before they came into real estate. So with your real estate business, you do a lot of social media content and things.
Yes.
And you're very up to date with various trends, and you do a lot of things that do go very popular. And I enjoy watching a lot of your content. How do you stay up to date with all of these trends? Because we know that social media is so fast paced, and you have to be on your toes at all times.
It is, and sometimes it just seems like it's another platform to keep track of.
Yeah.
The big breakthrough for me on that was because if you ask my wife, she'll tell you when I started doing these videos, it's far outside my comfort zone. But someone said to me at a conference a couple years ago, people already know what you look like, and I was like, that's pretty common sense advice, but that's good stuff. And it's been said by many people that people want to do business with who they know, who they like, who they trust. And social media gives us a great opportunity to kind of put our voice out there and who we are, because we are all different, one agent to the next. You know what I mean? And so, I think I'm pretty funny. My kids might tell me something different, but I like to bring that out and really kind of get my voice out. But for me, it's just a matter of like when I sit down for lunch, just scroll on my phone, and I'll see somebody else do something. I'm like, oh, I see. And sometimes I'll directly copy it, but most times I just put my own tweak on it and broadcast it out there, and don't worry about what people are going to think.
Absolutely. That's a big part of it too, is kind of getting past that hump of worrying about whether people are going to think about whenever you post it, or if it's something that's embarrassing or something that's silly. Like you just got to get past that mindset. And just the worst thing that it's going to do is just not do well, and then you've learned something. So that's a good part of it.
Exactly. And if you go back to anybody who is popular on any platform, TikTok, Instagram, if you go back to the beginning of their videos, I'd be willing to bet that the majority of them are pretty kind of embarrassing on one level or another. But you push through and you learn and you adapt. But that being said, you'll never see me do anything that's controversial, political, religious. I, as we said, I worked in the kitchen for 15 years. I have a mouth like a sailor sometimes, but I'll never put that across on social media, because that's not part of my brand. And I think that's really important.
I think that's another important thing that people can learn too is, it's fun to do all these things in social media, but you have to remember that you're still building your brand. Yeah, you're doing a lot of funny videos, but there's still this brand that's attached to you and your account. So you have to be very cautious about what you're posting, especially right now. I mean, being an election year, such a hot button issue where something wrong can be said and it starts a whole bushfire.
People take it the wrong way, and then it gets into the comment section. And I like to live a drama-free life. I don't want to bring more drama into it.
Me too. So kind of moving on now, do you kind of have any predictions for the real estate market? I know we touched on this last time. I know it's kind of a very broad question, and it's very
I've consulted my crystal ball, and it's been a little cloudy getting back to me. But for right now, for us, for the majority of home buyers, it's dependent on rates. And so I think if we see rates fall a little bit through the year, I think we'll see a lot of people who are on the fence for many different reasons. So people who are on the fence, I think we'll start to see them jump back into the market and could have a very busy late summer, early fall selling season. Ours is typically in the first part of the summer in June, but it could go into the latter parts of the summer, depending again what rates do.
Absolutely. Say that's something that I realize now is probably not like the greatest question to ask people, but it's always, it's fun to see what people's takes are and kind of they can dispel some of their knowledge about what they feel is going to be.
We were at that luncheon with Gino Blafari a couple of weeks ago, the CEO of Home Services, and he said there's same winds blowing everybody. You know what I mean? High prices, high rates, all this affects agents here in South Florida, across the country. So you either get out there and work to be a problem solver and get through it for your clients, or you're going to sit on the sideline and not have a lot of business. It's just the way it is.
Absolutely. So you got to, it's nothing's going to, improve your doing if you're just sitting there. You've got to get out there and actually start doing a little bit of something at least to increase your business. And I think that's been a huge part of why we started this Do More in 24 campaign with posting all of our content out in the month prior and doing a lot of the Workout Wednesdays. Is we want agents to have this ability to, at least if business is slow, they can still be doing something. It's something that we've seen a lot of success with so far, and got a lot of positive feedback with it. And I've enjoyed expanding more into social media content, especially our YouTube channel and stuff. That's been really fun. But yeah, I mean, it's so important to at least just be doing something to grow your business.
Absolutely. And yesterday in the Embrace training that we mentioned earlier, we were going around just saying things we were thankful for. And one agent spoke up, Wendy from the Ponte Vedra office, and she said how thankful she was for all the trainings and everything that as a company, as a brokerage, we've been doing for agents. I mean, sometimes it can kind of be overwhelming to keep up with the company calendar because there's so much to keep up with, but that's like a great problem to have. And there's a lot of brokerages out there who don't even offer half of what we're offering. So it's really great.
Always be thankful to at least be able to have the ability to work.
Absolutely.
I always keep in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
We want to kind of give you an open mic moment to kind of start wrapping this up. Is there anything that you have open platform right now? If there's anything that you want to promote or talk about, then this is the time.
No, I really appreciate you having me on. Again, I think we work for a great company. Lots of offerings for our agents. People can find me on all the platforms. I'm on TikTok, Thomas Belz Realtor. I'm on Instagram at Thomas_Belz_Realtor. People follow me. I always follow them back. I love making connections. And I love meeting all the agents in the offices. So if you see me out and about, please stop me and say hey.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Thomas, for stopping
Thanks,
by.
man. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up, everybody. Thank you to Thomas again. So we'll see you around.
All right. Thank you, man.
Right. All right, everybody. That wraps it up for our Beyond the Listing. A little bit shorter one today. Thank you again to Thomas for coming on. But we'll look to have these probably every month or so. So look out in the month of March for another guest to come on. Other kind of housekeeping items for Berkshire agents. We have a lot of our upcoming CE courses over the next month or so. So look out for those in your inboxes, emails for registrations. Go to the company calendar in AE and look at those and get signed up so you can get your CE hours. And then, but that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for attending our second edition of Beyond the Listing, and we'll see you next month. Thanks, guys.